Hi unicorns, it's Pride Month, so I'm going to do a rainbow look today, but we're also answering your questions. What makes me qualified to give you advice? Absolutely nothing other than I'm a woman of a certain age with lots of opinions. If you want to know what they are, keep watching. Okay, so before we dive into the questions, I want to talk about what I've already done on my face. Also, my bangs are getting a little long, so I'm going to have to move them out of my way when we get started. But what I have done to my face, I've done my complexion, my brows, I've done contouring, blush, and I put on some artificial freckles. I'm trying a new brand out, and I think they look a little bit more natural. So we're going to do that. What I have left are my eyes, my highlighter, and my lips. So before we dive in, I do want to say that we have a guest star who will not be appearing on camera, but you will hear his voice. Kindly reintroduce yourself.
Hello, unicorns. It's me. I'm back.
Yes, you heard correctly. That's my husband, Ryan, in the background. He will be asking me your questions. It's been a while since we've heard from him, so he has graced us with his vocal abilities today. But hopefully we'll get him back on camera sometime soon. All right, so I am not going to lift the palette because it's kind of stationary. I have a very limited space here, but you've seen it before. It is the Ellis Atlantis Blend Bunny collab palette, and I love it. It is the ultimate, penultimate rainbow palette, and I'm doing a rainbow look, so we're going to get started with that. All right, without further ado, let's jump into question number 1.
Question number 1. Dear Miki, how do I wear a black smoky eyeshadow without looking like a trash panda? Signed, Aussie with an attitude.
Very good question. Dear Aussie, this is essentially a 3-step process. So hold on, let me figure out what my first color is going to be. So I can start. Actually, I need to start with some tape. But the first thing you need to do is to get a good black cream base. You want to start with that, but you don't want to spread it out too much. It can get out of control very quickly. So you want to make sure that you're doing it a little shy of where you want it to end and blending it out. But you start with that first. Then you use a very pigmented black shadow. Same thing applies. You want to use it sparingly, as it can get out of control very fast. Finally, once you're satisfied with the depth and shape, then you want to stop slightly short of how far out you want it to go. And then what I do is I use a light brown or light gray to blend and soften those edges so it doesn't look quite so harsh. But that's how I do it.
And if you don't do any of those things or you choose to ignore that, then you're just goth.
There's a fine line between goth and trash panda.
You could just say you're goth. It's like deconstructed something on Gordon Ramsay. When it all falls apart, you just say it's deconstructed. The deconstructed eyeshadow.
Next question, please.
Number 2. Dear Miki, how do I get my husband to actually want to help me with the dishes? I can usually get him to do it begrudgingly, but it's like pulling teeth. Signed, Bored with Begging, i.e. Miki.
I did not write this question.
Sure you didn't.
I did not.
All right.
But I could have.
Right.
So, dear board, the short answer to this question is never. You will never get him to want to do the dishes.
It's like the breakup. Who wants to do the dishes?
Well, sure, no one ever wants to do the dishes. I don't ever want to do the dishes. But what you're wanting is for him to want to help you. If he does it, he wants to help you. If you can get him, even begrudgingly, to assist with any chores, take the win. Excuse me. But if you want him to do it with an even cheerier attitude, a well-timed BJ is never out of the question.
Facts.
All right. So what is our next question, Mr. Microphone?
Hey, you. Yeah, okay, remember that commercial, Mr. Microphone?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
I'll be back to pick you
You
up
up later. You two girls. All right. Anyway, number 3. Yasmina from the Netherlands asks, Dear Mickey, where did you live before you married your husband Ryan?
Oh, what a sweet question. I have lived all over the United States at different times in my life. But just before I came here to Arizona to marry Ryan, I lived in California in a small town called Livermore, California, near San Francisco. And my older sister still lives there. It is a beautiful little city. So, we've got, what, question number 4 now?
Question 4.
We've got question 4.
Here we go.
Here
Question
we go.
number 4. Dear Mickey, I received an email from a charming Nigerian prince. He's promised me a great sum of money if I assist him with cashing a U.S. check and wiring the funds with him. Should I help him? I really feel we could have a true connection. Signed, Searching for my Prince Charming.
Dear Searching, absolutely, you need to go for this. You never know how it could turn out. This man could be your destiny. For all you know, you could be living in a Taj Mahal-like palace before the end of the year. I say help him. Absolutely.
Totes legit.
Okay, next question, please.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Dear Mickey, as AI advances, how do you see it impacting the future of makeup? Signed, Artificially Irresistible.
Irresistible. Cute. Very cute. All right, this is a very serious question for me because I don't see it going very well. I really don't like it. Right now, most of our beauty influencers and YouTube influencers, TikTokers, they're all using filters right now to make themselves look better and using fake lashes when they wear mascara and advertise mascara. It's already untrustworthy. But when we get into AI makeup, how do we know they're even doing their looks? I mean, how do you know? How can you be sure? How can you be sure that it's not AI completely creating that look?
I know when Skynet takes over and sends Arnold Schwarzenegger the T-1000 back from the future to kill Sarah Connor, I'm sure the first thing that they worry about will be makeup.
All right, next question.
Next question, number 6. Dear Mickey, my uber-negative friend starts every sentence with the word no, even when they agree with me. How do I keep from hitting them in the face with a frying pan? Signed, no is my least favorite word.
Oh, dear no. Sorry. You're never going to get them to stop this habit. So why not have a little fun with it? Why not give them a dose of their own medicine? Something like, no, that's exactly what I was saying.
No, I totally agree with you.
No, I totally agree with you. No, that's just what I said. I agree. I like it. That's what you should do. Okay, disembodied voice, please let's have the next question.
I have a body. All right.
Well, nobody can see it.
Number 7. Dear Mickey, I once made the mistake of complimenting my coworker Gilda's ambrosia salad, and now she corners me by the water cooler every chance she gets and talks my ear off. I don't even like ambrosia salad. How do I ditch her without being rude? Signed, it's the marshmallows.
Oh, yeah. I like marshmallows and cocoa, but anything cold, they gotta be melty.
Ambrosia salad's gross.
It is pretty disgusting, actually. Dear marshmallows, pawn her off on someone else. Why not Barbara from accounting? We can't stand her anyway. It's very simple. You're having a conversation with Gilda that is insanely dull and boring, and you see Barbara. You flag her over. Hey, Barbara, have you heard Gilda's opinion on what to do with the nuclear waste from atomic production? It's fascinating. And when Gilda goes into her story, you gracefully excuse yourself from the conversation. It's that or you kill Gilda, and that'll certainly get you fired and most likely arrested.
Thank you for calling. Just a moment.
Okay. Question number 9.
Question number 9. Dear Mickey, my husband is very good in bed, but there are certain times when he zigs when I want him to zag. How do I get him to zero in and go right for the money when I want him to? Signed, Frustrated and Fargo.
Dear Frustrated, I need to give you my full attention for this one. So hold tight. I have notes. There is nothing for it but to be direct. You need to tell him exactly what you want and when. Or if you're uncomfortable talking about it, just grab his ears and steer. Either way, he'll get the message, and if he's not a complete and total egotistical misogynist, he'll comply. Or if your man is simply short in the attention span category, dress it up like a video game controller. That'll definitely get him pushing all the right buttons.
Left, right, square, circle, R2, L2. Fatality.
Finish him!
Finish her.
And you do. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do my lashes and mascara off camera. I'll be back for highlighter and lips and the last question. Hang tight. Okay, sir, let's go for the last question, please.
Last question, number 10. Dear Miki, I wanted to make my boyfriend a romantic dinner, but instead I ended up setting the garlic bread on fire, undercooking the pasta, and I turned the sauce into something my smoke alarm is still angry about.
Ooh.
He said it was memorable and went home early. Should I start serving cereal for every meal or just join the convent now? Signed, Chef Boyo No.
Oh, dear chef, and I use the term loosely. First, may I commend you? Not everyone can undercook one part of a meal while simultaneously incinerating another in one setting. That's range. Very impressive. Second, don't give up on love or cooking. Plenty of great romances started with a fire, albeit usually not a baguette and a fire extinguisher. Next time, go for a no-cook menu, something like a charcuterie board, wine, a pre-lit candle that isn't your oven. If they can't appreciate your effort, they don't deserve your slightly smoky heart. And for the record, cereal is never a bad option.
But it's no charcuterie board.
It's no charcuterie board, no. But it's never bad. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and end it here. But thank you so much for joining us, unicorns. I hope that you take my advice with a grain of salt and that you had a chuckle. I had a little fun doing it. And please don't forget, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell to find out when I drop content. I'm going to be hosting this great giveaway when I hit 500 subscribers. I'll go ahead and post it right here. This all could be yours. Please tell your friends, tell your neighbors, get your pets to subscribe. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Stay magical.
Dear Miki, if watermelons are filled with water, what are kumquats filled with?